This season on Kerr Fatou. Fatou. Oli.
For the first time in the history of the Gambia Printing Publishing Corporation proudly introduces the Biliomatic exercise book printing machine. The machine has the capacity to print more than 20,000 books per hour. Yes, 20,000 books per hour. It also prints magazines, newspapers, calendars, flyers, normal books and all kinds of printed documents plus items at affordable prices. With the Biliomatic printing machine, GPPC can now render high quality and non-size restricted printing service supply across the sub-region. Rush now and partner with GPPC for all your public and private printing service needs. Print with us today and you'd be offered highly professional, reliable and efficient service delivery by our team of experts. The Gambia Printing and Publishing Corporation is here to meet all demands and is reliable at all times. For more info, contact us on 437-4493 or 437-4402. GPPC is Gambian and it's yours.
When we touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
Assalamualaikum badingo ngal bismillah na Kerr Fatou programme to kami natale aramisa janjiat yes ani mol mini alon ko kan jube Kerr Fatou online TV and also on YouTube ngal bismillah konka kenyamen rong aramisa bi na programme to kashami nati kashaku marim balo bayri ninko environment nalbe noma kan wato wati nka alfal nati jang sinya jamal nga alfal nati jang ka jube mimbe kiri na environmental karora na dandangol na badalu to na suol kono. Environment is everything mi alon ko ay surround andung kachal kita kacha jamal kita ka jube foto nya tonya man sakunda la rodula muneti ka environment nim protect na le Kerr Fatou noma lokun dantan koma na tip of sort of from somebody we Tamba Jefang atemu environmentalist le momi alon ka interest sort of on environment ko la ndaka aldo ko fanando karola nata tandina ko dulala be num ka fodame all track cycle membe kabo palmarima te balakata dandangola ko ya jele ko kunol le kataraje nim kunu kum mal mi an kaka luntangol attract mul kabo futu babu du kana wo kunol jube nimmu fennati mi alon ka kumayata baake bankola environment ko kono ya je ko wodula fensol kumasta ka je musu ka bilje musolo minu fongo la gadinol bije nga je ko fang o musolo la gadinol ke wutu ke la fi fengol wutu ke la manol ni la do ko fengol wutu so wo report ni tol nata je nga je jube nga report ke ni mol kachata anata ka fenti mi alon ko mo jama kete de on kote woni mbite ma itol environmentalist banko be kan ye mitinol ke ye protest ke ye bansakunda hakilo bulandi wodula la ko mayala anim fanan inyanta mun kala wala nabi akumata baki ni soto jani kasha wodula la kumayala anim fanan munatinna man sanyanta murun na koma pour kaje ko wodula e kana di modola oto Tamba ngi bismillah Kerr Fatou for the first time.
Thank you very much sister Fatou.
Ahmed fanan bijan Ahmed fanan mu mole ñokonto Ahmed Manjang ngamira environmental ko ntata introduce no la moya woto Ahmed, if I mol bismillah program to.
Yeah, Fatou first baraka Kerr Fatou bi mbal tentulangal jayi because kabiral ndota you've been always environment is top of your agenda. We can agree all the time, but that's normal human being. But I can tell from the word go, kabri lota environment is one of their concerns. So won't to highlight, like appreciate.
Gamcell data now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcell data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302* data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data. It's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
Tamba, I just the reason why I want to build a background of Lomande, especially you, is kumayata nini molo kacha mol salon minuka diamu from what angle lebe diamu kam bayri ni Tamba Jefang. Munela connection with the environment, especially bird watching.
I mean, just to sort a long story short, like any young Gambian, you know, Bela Fundinke or Dindia Waro, we use catapults.
Yeah.
You know, and I can vividly remember one day I was in Lamin, Nina Catapolo, you know, I measured, you know, Kunoya Kilola, you know, Pura. I measured. And I was just about to let go. This man behind me, the late Falan Sao, Abdul Sao's dad, tapped me on the shoulder. I kilo la, and do kilo la ball tail, and I've been on the shoulder. That struck a chord. But at that time, I'd never in a million years would thought that I would be a bird watcher or an ornithologist. I will pray for you. And he did. But Falan Saula Korakona Saukunda. Jewel, that man, I will let you. And he feeds them. And he invited me, but he was also a very close friend of my grandfather. And my grandfather, anybody who came from Sandokura knows my grandfather because he was a very good hunter. And he gave up hunting to become an environmentalist as well. So Falang invited me at his home, and I went in there and saw all these different colorful birds, you know, and I was struck by it. And I left. So over the years, you know, I heard about another young man called Solomon Sotojalo, who was a bird watcher, and, you know, he's very good at it.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I think this is something that I wanted to pursue. I want to see how it is. And I did. And I never looked back since. And my connection as well with the cycle track, my first day of a real ornithological experience or bonanza was at Koto Bridge. That place made me, because when I got there, I thought, this is what I wanted to do. Nothing else. This is what I wanted to do. Because the amount of birds, how colorful they are, and how educative it was for me to understand how these unique things live, and to study about their habitats, you know, their feeding, you know, their breeding. It's just unbelievable.
So Ahmed, before we get more into the old side, I know it's a more medical expert lately, because I've known Ahmed for the longest. But your experience, you know, you're a medical professional by profession. Munela connection with environment. We have seen you all over champion environmental causes. But tell us briefly, Munela connection with the environment.
As a kid, I was obsessed with plants. You know, I remember saying, Piaju miwarata yabit, mulbiga gada wolokoda. If you sit there, you know, it's like ibe AC le kodo. So in fact, last time Mohamed Lamin Toure nata yambe sirim banda peren kono ka, you know what, ngata yin experience.
Yeah.
Man fem fay but kabirin dunda ko Jones me ada. Nka laftale ni nyaw le highlight alla membarol ka. Pour mo be appreciate because what three be dami can amount of oxygen being pumped is probably approximately equal to 16 fully, you know, powerful air conditioners. How many people in the Gambia means so afford no 16 air condition 1-3 wokole pump molka. Do you know that Niman can there you are ill ikatela iro ko without no medication it can make you feel better because fresh oxygen akole pumping e covid lon na ka minke mol non ko is oxygen Gambia ma oxygen plant of so wo mun na fu manyal but you all this is what they give to you but before ngol be long I just like trees I will go kata dutul koto kaduta ndingol wutu kata ke to nadade ochado so now it's like a forest when I was a kid and in particular piano fananka for it end up you know get nadal that but I remember planting in the first lesson in boarding how to board a plant from young karandal nat I want to try it failed miserably I remember nada kamina ke yiro le ba nka nonka oprele ba bulu dole jojika it never worked. But these are what I can remember. So the Monkata Science Column, I become more aware of Nulula interdependence.
Yeah.
You know, and again, Nita the Surah Rahman, Alaka for Molekile, Fungol be Tadala, Kanyan. So wo Nintol Tampatala, we create an imbalance. New imbalance scatter. Woleka Kenyan disaster. Imfonyoba Mim Feta Yinang. You know, I think our minke combo compared to Badibu one is completely different because there is more tree in combo honey than other part of the world. So Europe can act as a windbreak, as a erosion barrier to moving waters. So the more kuntunyami, the more we have less oxygen in the atmosphere, and oxygen the dam in Jega candle and ntol kamim bond wolon carbon dioxide ntol kamim bond ani motokotol min baby ja is all the same carbon dioxide carbon dioxide ka siya nyam dunia ka kan wala nyam you understand and wo ka siya nyam sama fanan ka erratic wala nyama ka doya wala nyam and dala Kenya fanan ka unpredictable wala nyam like serun sama kabira stop ta man kabira start ta man stop this year nada one to stop mol keka wala but it takes 1 month or so sama mol down. So it becomes unpredictable and now it's pouring down everything. So what is going to happen? That I want to link it to Nying old cycle track. Near Jefang, which they are doing already, is going to create these high fence barriers. Jiol minka ba to lajang, jiol minka bo burufu, jiol minka bo kotu kada bijilo. They have to find their way. So basically, some will go around the world. The hotel will tell us can they will move. Some is going back. So you see those kind of things. The Bible in you see New York.
Yeah.
Because Kabir will be low over time when they are not as these aware of environmental impacts and aware Talanyami. But that's what is happening in Europe. Certain kind of blood because your water but this is 2021 Gambia. We have experts many along in impact long. They are sitting down.
So what is let's look at the cycle track itself and importance as in your lenses.
I tell the area, but one thing I may mention as all cycle track.
Yeah.
If you go to a restaurant, you need a starter.
Yeah.
To whet your appetite.
Yes.
All cycle track to the bird watchers is their appetizer. From your hotel, you go there. They see all these birds just on their doorsteps. So that's what they are after. What about Nita the interior? So this encourage them to go.
Yeah.
And they have that energy when before they go back, they want to go a few hours cutting.
Yeah.
So it's like the starter and the dessert. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's how important it is. But you can delve into that more.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, as I said, it's a starter. Yes, I call it as the introduction bird watching to Africa. because Gambia, compared to other countries in Africa and in the East, what is important about Gambia and why we got a lot of tourists coming to Gambia is ecotourism.
Ecotourism.
It's important because near Jube, Gambia has got 560 species of birds been recorded and seen in this country. It is a very, very small country, but per capita, in terms of bird life, we are the biggest country in the world. So, an example of that place, how important it is. You can go to that place, and it's easy. All the hotels that are around there, you can come from Senegambia, from Coco Ocean, from Palmarima, from Badala Park, from BB, Bangalore Beach, you name it. Mansi, all these hotels are just within 5 minutes drive from that place. You understand? And you can go there in the morning, listen about. You don't even have to do a lot. I mean, I've been there. In within 20 minutes, we saw 5 different kingfishers in within 20 minutes. And as my experience as an ornithologist, as a bird watcher, the person that travels around the world to other places as well, I've never been to any place. And I would like somebody to come and tell me that where you can go in within 20 minutes to find such beautiful birds in 20 minutes. None at TJ. But the Gambia has it, and as the Koto Bridge on that cycle track. And to me, to destroy all that for a concrete jungle, it doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, we are not here to say that there shouldn't be any development or ecotourism development. Yes, we need, but there are other places where we can use them.
Yeah.
Even where it has to be done, there's a lot of assessments that needs to be done before we get to that place.
Environmental assessments.
And the reason why we go out here, protest or say all these things in there, we are trying to entice the government or the authorities to say, all right, guys, we can talk. Calm down. This is what we've got. You understand? We are not here to antagonize anybody. Because it's important. Okay.
Go ahead.
But it's important that it will finally realize what they are doing. Okay. Even the ones that said that they were not in office when this was done. Allocated.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true, or it may not be. But as a leader, when you take office, the first things that you find on your table, what do? You do your due diligence.
Review them.
You look at them. You review them.
Yeah.
Whether it's been done by law, or does it not agree with the law before you sign it off? But they said it's all been signed off and ready.
So I think we contacted the GT board. We first contacted the Minister of Lands, and they did tell us that when it comes to tourism development area, that is not under their purview. That is all allocated to the Minister of Tourism, and Minister of Tourism in partnership with the GT board, which is one body. They are the one who allocate this place to a Malaysian. I think they're going to build a hotel there, if I'm not mistaken. So my thing is the current GG says that is it was allocated before he comes, and yes, if it's allocated before he gets there, the legal paperwork has been done. He cannot stop that because he might attract lawsuits for the institution. But it's the Ministry of Tourism and the NEA. What studies did they do before this was allocated?
Okay.
I'm thinking that NEA should be involved. The Minister of Environment should be involved before these allocations are done.
I want to mention something about that because as we are doing this, the Gambia Bird Watching Association, who their president is Karanta, if we are listening, they're doing that aspect of things.
Yeah.
Okay. We are making sure that the government knows that we are here, or the authorities we are here. We're not going anywhere. But those guys are following the due diligence. They went to what's the name again? Wildlife and Parks Management, Solo Jalo, and Dembo or others. They divided each other.
Yeah.
You know, to go to different institutions to get answers. So we are doing this to get answers, but they are also working on the ground to make sure that all these legal documents that are needed to make sure that, you know, because they haven't even consulted those people, and this is their livelihood, the Gambia Bird Watching Association.
Yeah.
But they are doing that aspect of things, which we commend them for doing that. So they went to the director, they went to NEA, and all. They went to Department of Wildlife and Parks Management. They went there, but wildlife, as I am aware, Department of Wildlife and Management says it's got nothing to do with it.
They are not aware.
They don't know anything about it. So the NEA and physical planning that signed it off, what sort of environmental impact assessment have they done? That's what we want to know. If it is there, put it to public domain, because this is a public site.
Yeah.
And what is important as well, the Gambia has also signed to the Ramsar Convention, which is an international association for wetlands. So there has to be a thorough assessment on this. As Mr. Manjang mentioned, that the wall they're going to build there, they don't know the impact that's going to do to even those hotels that are around them, because it's going to flood them. Because when the water comes, it's going to go there. It's a waterway. So the water is going to go somewhere. It's going to go into those hotels that are around them.
Yeah.
Because the water's got to go somewhere.
Got to go somewhere.
So what sort of assessments have they done to mitigate all those things? That's what we wanted to know.
Apart from the environmental impacts, building a wall in that place will do, let's look at the economic impact.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, bird watching ma fansum kodolti. Modol ka wuli ni afo ni ko mol kata kuno le jibe ni afo mama ya bavale he du karal mol dahandi kunu jibe ken so wat nante de hotel lo la je. That's how the laymen will look at it. Nte ba jela wala nyam nte bavale he nko ni environmentalist so to lo efe ofe mai ko kanama but hotel lo kanalo je Gambian di bavale Gambian din jela be do ko kala hotel to modol bo le miraka masakunda maybe you know Ahmed Ba will pride himself to say we're building 10 hotels and we're going to employ, let's say, 5,000 young Gambians. But
one big rain can destroy half of Gambia population, because Combo is very heavily populated.
Yeah.
So one big rain can wipe out all those, because it can destroy people's houses. But before we even mention environmental impact assessment and the economy, I want to take you back.
Yeah.
That's not even necessary. If NEA are what they are 2%, 2 cents, whatever, that's absolutely not necessary. Once that thing come up, they will tell you, you know what? We have a national law, an environmental law, National Environmental Management Act, NEMA Act, protect all wetlands. You cannot build any there. You cannot even throw another liquid into that wood.
That is the law.
That is the law.
That's the law of the land.
Part 7, yeah, I have the act and I read all of it. Part 7, protect all these wetlands. You cannot start anything there. You cannot build a physical structure. So what was NEA doing? Disregarding their own law? So environmental impact assessment is necessary when the place is actually, you can build something there.
But this is not even...
It's not necessary. You go to the law, it's there. It's very clearly stated. And also he mentioned the Ramsar. This is an international convention which Gambia ratified and signed.
In 1971 or 77.
So they disregarding both their international obligation and also national obligation. So this is what makes this matter more serious, because this is protected by our law, it's protected by international law. Nobody should even throw another liquid. For example, you cannot take your sewage and go and throw in those wetlands. It will be illegal. You cannot go and throw oil there. It will be illegal. It's against, yeah, exactly. So they are protected. People can go and do their farming. That's natural. But you cannot even use, if we go artificial fertilizers. Everything that goes there, because artificial fertilizers will kill the larvae of the fish and also the toads and all that. That's why you cannot use any kind of chemicals there.
No. So what about the financial impact?
The financial impact, he mentioned we have about 560 bird species in the Gambia. This is our gem. Gambia didn't have the elephants. We don't have the lions, which the East African and South African countries depend on. That's what they used to attract. We don't have those. And we don't have the museums and the high-rise buildings of Paris and New York. That's what, and London. Exactly. When tourism goes to these places, these are the things they go to look. We don't have those high-rise. Our roads are terrible. Even our hotels are terrible. So these are the things
that
attract tourism. Yeah. So if you start killing them or you destroy their habitat, they will move. They will go and find
a new
habitat.
place.
So exactly, to live. So basically, we are ripping our ecotourism into pieces. And you go to a southern Congo, which is also rich in biodiversity. Now you have 3 fish meal factory within 14-mile radius. And you are pumping those waste into the ocean. That's also killing. No tourism will. Gambia sell their tourism on sand, sea, and the 3S sand, sea, and environment. Yeah. So if you take 2 of that, like right now, the Congo coast, you cannot swim. Even me, I didn't swim in the ocean for 3 or more years now, and that's abnormal. Every day I run to the beach before the coming of the and I swim all my holidays. But could you be like, couldn't have the courage to go into that ocean because what is been pumped? Much more an European who are more concerned about their health, So the environment, the ecotourism is been, killed. Yeah, because in this country. So economically, it doesn't make any sense. We have all these rundown hotels. They don't even have the finances to even renovate. Why don't they sell them to new investors? To invest on those rundown hotels instead of going and start a new one in a place where your national law said this place is protected. You cannot start a new development there. It doesn't make any sense.
It's terrible, but at the end of the day, as it's been alluding to, the importance of bird watching in this country, as I mentioned. But one thing I also want to mention is the Gambia is very important because, and what makes it a magnet, because we are not far from Europe. It's only a 5.5 hours flight.
Yeah.
If somebody leave here to go to Bassi, somebody leave England, he will be
here before you get to Bassi.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? So it makes it a lot easier for people. Okay, there might be big games in South Africa, in Kenya, and Tanzania, Uganda, with the gorillas and all whatnot. Yes, we have them. But what we've got in the Gambia here is the birds. And they are pretty.
And it attracts tourists.
And it attracts tourists. And the most important thing as well is, when they're talking about building these hotels, we got COVID.
Yeah.
COVID is just to stay. COVID is not going anywhere.
No.
You understand? Okay, tourism will be open. But I can assure you, tourism is not coming back as we expected.
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different. All right? But one thing I can assure you, bird watchers, they will travel anywhere. Because I've got a relationship with lots of bird watching groups in England. All they're just waiting for now is for things to open. People have booked their hotels. The people that have booked their holidays with these bird watching groups already. All they are just waiting for the governments to open the roads.
What do you think the impact of? Because I saw this.
But let me just finish it. But the other thing is as well, bird watchers spend money, more money per capita
than the average.
Than your average, but your average tourist maker. Because you know why? They come in all inclusive.
Yeah.
They have their food, they have their drink, they have their everything. They stay in the hotel. Some will only go out of their hotel maybe once or twice for their 2 weeks in the Gambia. That's no good tourism to Gambia, because all those money goes back to foreign investors. It goes out of this country. But bird watchers, environmentalists, and nature lovers, if you attract them, ecotourism, they come, they travel the length and breadth of the country.
Yeah.
And they spend their money across the country. This is the difference. So destroying that brings people, everybody. If when you go to England, you go to Germany, you go to Holland, you go anywhere.
Yeah.
Go to Gambia bird watching and Senegal. Bird watching in Gambia and Senegal. There's a group on Facebook.
Yeah.
There is.
You see the outcry of the people.
Yeah.
When they heard about this cyclotron. These are group leaders. These are experts.
That's where I was going to come to. Covering Moli Ninja, the reaction I saw a lot of myself. My phone was blowing. Our inbox was blowing. People wanted contact. People wanted information. And I saw a lot of white people sending us message. And I got scared because these are the people that come to watch the birds in the Gambia. What impact do you think, even people knowing that this is happening, what impact do you think is going to affect, like, people thinking of coming to Gambia right now?
That's what I said on my piece in that, if you remember.
Yeah.
I called out Ahmed. I called him out. Say, think. If you think this is a good way forward for the Gambia in terms of ecotourism,
yeah,
you have another thing coming. A lot of people, as you said, have been contacted by a lot of people.
Yeah.
About the cyclotron. Because a lot of people have infinity with the cyclotron.
Yeah.
Because it's a special place. It's a special place. You understand? And a lot of people are thinking, if they come to the Gambia, because normally when they arrive, like in the afternoon or in the evening, depending on when their flights arrive, they go to their hotel, they get off. The first place that any bird watcher goes to in the Gambia, is at the Kotu Bridge, the old cycle track. Everybody knows it. The moment they arrive, right, when are we going to the old cycle track? Yes, I want to see this. I want to see. Do you think we're going to see this? Do you think we're going to? Oh yeah. You are so confident because you know it's there.
It's there.
And you know that you're going to make your money because you know what? You're going to find what they want.
They want.
And from that beginning, from that inset, they're like, yes, rubbing their hands. We're ready now. Where is next? So, and you want to get rid of that. For what? And this, I mean, they said, okay, they built all these things for the Gambia Bird Watching Association. They said they've been working with them, the Gambia Tourism Board, for all these years since 2014, which is all great. But how can they do this right under your nose and they do not even consult you?
We'll take our first commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at, I know that you guys, the environmentalists, had a meeting. How did that go? And what is the next step? Because, to be honest, something needs to be done. The outcry is really loud. But when we come back, we'll look at all of that and what you guys have for next. So we'll take our first commercial.
Are you thinking of owning your dream homes? EJ Investment is here for you. Secure our quality bungalows with 2, 3 or 4 bedrooms, or our story buildings 3 or 4 to 5 bedrooms at very affordable prices with flexible payment plans at our Sanyang Seaview Estate, where you can enjoy the cool breeze with modern infrastructure such as tar roads, covered drainage system, modern electrification with street lights, gated entrance with security posts, and social amenities such as gas station, shopping mall, medical clinic, park, schools, children daycare, and a lot more. Our dedicated team of professionals will keep the estate clean at all times, provide security and patrol team within the estate premises, install latest technologies such as CCTV, Wi-Fi, home network installation, solar panel, and power backup system. Also, check out for our additional home facilities and interior design service such as premium tiling, wall plaster, home landscape, fingerprint home lock, and a lot more. Visit our office at Senegambia Kololi Highway and get a free site visit tour, or contact us on 4464-838. WhatsApp us on 3259220. Or you can visit our Facebook page or Instagram on EJ Investments. EJ Investments, we are first in properties.
fay lempo warugal la si képp koo xam ne doomi réew mi nga ak ñu fi dëkk bu fekkee ne ci at mi sa koom-koom weesu na $2,400 dalasi mbete weer bu nekk di nga am lu tollu si $2,000 dalasi lempo si la nguur gi di sukkandiku ngir liggéey yokkute réew mi GRA mooy banxaas bu nguuri Gambia sas ngir mu fayeku lépp luy lempo ci biir réew mi ba tax na GRA di yëgal faykati lempo yi ne warugar la pour ñu fay lu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment maanaam bépp contract bu waay joxe te si biir réew mi la ñu toog kon xaalis si contract bi ngeen nangotoo war nga cee wàññi ci xayma téeméer bu nekk fukka bu fekkee ne contracto bi dëkkut ci biir réew mi bu boobaa di nga war a wàññi téeméer bu nekk fukka ak juróom lii mooy lempo bu ñu naan withholding tax on contract payment lii mooy lempo bi nga xam ne yow mi joxe contract warugal la nga wëlbatiku dem fay ko ci maakaani GRA tax office bu la gën a jege mbete ci banque yi GRA jagleel pour fay lempo war ngaa jébal lempo bi si diiri fukki fan ak juróom gannaaw bi nga wàññee ci xaalis si contract bi amul benn contracto bu ñu teggil fay lempo bi xanaa mu fekk ne nguuri Gambia ñoo ko jégale boole si projet yi nga xam ne mbootaay ndimbali ñoo koy dépense GRA di fayeku lempo ngir yokkute réew mi
Sampa
dee na
déedéet daf ma yónni woon ma joué ko bii
waaw
yàlla def mu gañe jàppoon $100,000 la gañe
laa ilaha illallah
te yow xam nga ne sama papa dafa amee cardiaque
yow da ngaa dof yow xam nga luy $100,000
am naa ko kay man naa lu ñëw bëggoon nga dimbali
demal na nga def damaa toog rek sama xel mi ne ci yow xam nga bërki démb li daal si benn waay fee waaw ma romb ko rek bërki démb waaw muy yuuxu di tëb ma ni kii lu ko dal ñu ne ma daal ci loto gaming Gambie bi la laal
jar na ko
laal na ci lu di waaw
nga dafa am quarté am kente am tiercé waaw maanaam nag tey jii
waaw
kente bi la te jackpot bee passé xaalis
kente mooy lan
kente maanaam mooy juróomi fas yi
waaw beneen bi
am na quarté mooy ñeenti fas yi ak tiercé tey nag xaalis bi daa gën a yokk
lu tax
ndax jackpot bële dañ kaa tegaat ci bii maanaam juróomi fas yi boo ko jàppee ci ordre mooy risque nga désordre bi sax day fay bu ma ko jàppoon
yooyu moom noonu la demee da ngay dem rek jiyee
am na lu ma yaakaar
man gis naa seen kii yi keesku yu ndaw yi ci biir dëkk bi mais daal dama ni lii moom amul xaalis da nga ciy def sa xaalis
del jël wecce rek sànni ko fa xool jëmbat la laa ilaha illallah yow li nga wax ni tey ji bu yàlla dogaloon ma gañe ko lu mu gàtt
fi mu toll nii boo gañe woon $100,000
waaw lu may def
waaw nooy def
xam nga yow sama xarit nga
waaw
damay fexe nga rey say noonu
ci nan
lu mu gàtt $50,000
waay
Thierno woowee ambulance
lan la lu xew ni
sa baay gay dee na
sama papa gay lu ko rey
$100,000 dalaa ne ko boo ma gañaloon si li ma la yónni dama ko koy jox mu daanu li sama kaw
man waxuma ko mu waxee woon la ko noonu yow la ko waroon informé ndax yow yaa ko gañe jàppoon
welcome back to part 2 comme nga fale ñamin drong ning environmentalist Bijang Ahmed Manjang and in Tamba we're looking at definitely the old cycle track ni alonko diamo be kiri ñu wato kono bayri comme ya fu ñamin drong ala impact banko kan hanna man ke drong ko do min nati banko kan bari fanan ni fenso loje jisilo ni fenso lo woto ote ka fo jiye dum mol kan o mu kulati me anga anyanta gamenu be sulala ota ko mayata kacay ke ñun ko la price senea sai ngari ko environmentalist all fanan over 18 groups right ye meeting okay ni lokun tambela bir kama Ahmed laftalu na kapra al bental kafutal meeting okay muni kita al outcome of all meeting okay
well the outcome follow the call in wolomo ka taka protest pour Gambia be ya jeko at least more will it any ko mo be alo membe kerin ka explain wolo mun na force a course of action yo the next course of action we are be diam kan loyal pour nga injunction of file against them pour do ko ni stop because be sirin janyamin do ko bi in fact mo en call kudum iko e block work stand so that means it all fanam be tariya talo yo ning on Jackson on jikita ko mbe wo sotola ke stop but janni won jikita ko dudu benjibe kan dudu travel my friend and also lamin diba alla do ko lom nyenti andon altolom custodian oti Gambia la National Environmental Management Act ya jale ali wuli ning bijere kale ñun ko la ya fo do ko elo man doubtless soto na mayen kono ko environmental impact assessment bank and woman necessary for because jema fe manyana lola je na banko la loi wala fo ramsa convention wala fo mo international loi wala fo wa ko confident ko environmental impact assessment man so na keta fanan amanka nyama because environmental impact assessment are different stages lesson ibina expert role fele ta JGB ninga fenso wulinde jam jio ita mun tole is a physical structure expert jio la movement expert wolena ne lo jan jio na ta bitala mun tole because ne JGB jebe lo lan ko tuwol to Senegal ñing fanki kereser woli be santo so nin jio min ka drain ka bonna sade ko kanay farole kon faro ya ta ya MT ba kon wala ka fengol ba ne wolo loje jio binala bola santo la hani sai so ninga nata yo fenso busa fine abi jio ba kono wala na dami so this tinyaro jita jol yo nin komi wol fanang be blockta abota dami na sa de certain lebula be mirin na wala so e bala dulal nyin ka ko ba mari wol je India wol to yaji New York recently jio kata dami je fada saying it comes akadumol la bun ko ya ni wo keta jam to la nyim bungol mi alon ko la foundation on mambete ala man tankala bot mbole fenke ka so wala nan ko environmental because wote fala yo bar environmental impact assessment ala damin kumaya ta bet ni o expert woli la do ko ke kol jibe ni nyin keda nyin nyanta kala ala na famu nya fa ibita community kanne ya foy ko nyin del lafta hotel kare lo la ja wala lafta silo le bondi la jam ban ni nga silo bondi jam nyinne be kela dena tuto community le bulu fe to be sonna wala le ba tara they have informed consent ye inform le appropriately ko these are the implications ni ko ya jibe nyinda na fale warata ala tora road wala ara tora road warata ala na fadi ni wo mun tol manso the key number one mini alon ko they are affected is Bird Watchers Association wali man fen kalam taji so ngawle ken na dalilo ti ko environmental impact assessment bank dunia jam this is 2021 Gambian te tarala balulin ko 1905 or 1900 ntol fananin dunia be nyanta move la nyola nim structure be important ni nyama ala implication be important ni nyama physically and in biodiversity la fen ko because ibina kunon la yale pinyal ila sabati dula ijita mun to and wo kuno altol ka funtal ka kodo jo alla direct le kata ke kata Gambia le waf band yela padiye mo jo yela tiketo jo yaajel yeta ke Gambia le wa barika waf min ka ifan ye boti yaka these are criminal offenses in coming of ningas if we are a serious country you know these are criminal offenses your bank for ninga in Johnson also one proke stop let it we're going to go on the next level, all of them to file a lawsuit against them. You know, we went there. That's the physical intervention. And told me time on it. Because the China man, I mean, Taraje, Allah for resistal initially, but Kabina along, these people are serious. I see it at
and Ngaminje Tamba, Kabiri first visit, I was watching the video, Kabiri Nyunata, and they said the most shocking part and the most balafa. Wala ndokulal mimije sama kono ikela balu so nyin dulale tu ibe dokuola ngaji ibe la fengol wutu kan fengol mi alon ko ya doku fabe temberin teng
ada mam adjusted domandi price
yo investment time ni money mi beke gendu nyum molu man fenso to ila balu dulala nyinti ye force ka wutu no compensation I don't think so
no
I stand corrected but ibe force kan kila do ko wutu just because like it able to roll a fang
but na in last video muso bi mi an kanala mani jambo na ta be min tudo ka andung ko ni afo mole janko isa fo ala na to ala bo bari banku amala weak people or weak section of their society animals only bolo kono musol bolo kono dinni bolo kono banku mo wol topoto ma attention pay batarek ko matarek be Gambia is heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
Iman notice dealer, they are not noticed. You heavy machinery.
Initially when we come as I was just going to go back to what you said. The meeting on I'm on a yield because meeting on would not have come out without your initial reporting. Initial reporting of what happened there.
Yeah.
And I think what really struck people most, okay, the bad life and all whatnot, it was there, but the human component in there,
yeah.
how you treat those people,
yeah.
like they don't matter nothing.
Yeah.
You understand?
That was sad. Very sad.
I mean, if you look at my that interview, my throat was breaking because I was at a break.
Yeah.
I was at a breaking point.
Yeah.
Because you cannot do that. I will not go to China, Malaysia, or anywhere else and do that.
Yeah.
There.
They will hang you.
But why should we sit in this country and say, yes, we accept this? We should not accept less.
Yeah.
You understand? So the impact that did, the initial reporting that creates Mr. Manjang and the forestry and
anti-forest fire
campaign platform and all whatnot, because all these other agencies or societies or associations come under one umbrella.
Yeah.
And it was at 19
different organizations.
19 different organizations. This reporting get every single person together under one umbrella. Under one umbrella to tackle this. So at that meeting, as he mentioned, we said, right, we're going to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
But first of all, we're going to march to this place. It was not a demonstration or it was a march.
It was a march.
Just to show our displeasure to the authorities, to the government, or whoever is responsible to say, can you see us?
Yeah.
Kerr Fatou did the initial story. We ask you, but we want to have contact with you.
Yeah.
You understand? We are here. If you want to contact with us, come to Kerr Fatou. We can have a dialogue.
Yeah.
You understand? We can have a dialogue. This is our Gambia. We all own this Gambia. It doesn't belong to one person. It belongs to all of us.
Yeah.
And it's going to belong to the older generation that are going to come after us. So what are we going to do today to leave a healthy environment for those children coming next? This is my stand, his stand, the stand of environmentalists, and anybody who cares about this country. You should care about, because a lot of things are happening as we talk now. You know, deforestation in many of the places, you know, illegal logging in many of the places, which are all being documented.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay, population density, because we are all congregated in certain areas.
Yeah.
That's also going to affect us in the long run.
Already affecting.
It's already affecting.
It's already affecting us. You understand? So what are we doing as a society, as a country, as people, to mitigate those things? Because unless and until we put environmental issues on forefront of our issues, is going to be a problem in the long run in Gambia. It's already a problem.
Yeah.
Because as he mentioned, the change of carbon dioxide and oxygen and all what climate, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's here.
It's coming.
It's not if and when. It's here already.
Have you guys able to get any contact with the government? Especially my friend, the Minister of Environment. We will reach out to them after this interview. We will reach out to
I personally haven't got any contact with them.
So Ahmed, what do you think? What should be?
Plans are on the way to meet the minister as quickly as possible. You know, hopefully by Monday, because this not recently 3 years ago Salaji the Dula Kunduji Kopuru Chinese Olkera.
No, Jefang correct the monkey park.
Yeah, monkey park Belenyanta Talano.
Yep.
So Nim platform on Wulita we resisted.
Yep.
And interestingly, Lamin Diba was there. Our first interview when he first come.
Yeah.
Before he tested the Dalasi. Afanam Bijele, he was part of that demonstration. Landby, by the way, is my friend. He was my attending to the BMUNA classmate. Let you know. So he was there and told Bele protester ji Mungi part of it totally is regrettable, but I Bele nyanta talent.
Yeah.
Yanne mo jelle la PhD keja.
Yeah.
Mo jelle la desiccation of stuff. Yeah.
I know.
From these forests.
Yeah.
You know, this is a big selling point. Near for every day, you look at Kodong Collegia, you will not believe it.
Yeah.
What were those people thinking?
Yeah, but
could you imagine naming sokyo sifa ke kiang wala jar.
Baratin na monkey park for be. I remember when I was living around Senegambia, just a few months ago. The fence over dojo seeing monkeys. I'm like, why are they here?
Yeah, because they don't have a place to eat.
Yeah, and that was
they haven't got a place to fester. Because at the end of the day, that's one thing. Also, I would like to comment them. Okay, it's a structure, but when they did their assessment, because I've talked to them at the Cocoa Ocean. When you go to Cocoa Ocean, you see the vegetation. Cocoa Ocean could have built more houses, more rooms in that hotel.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they didn't do it. And I find out the reason why they didn't, because they want environment.
Yeah.
They want to incorporate them. And you go to Cocoa Ocean now, most of all those monkeys that are fed up at the monkey park, they are all at Cocoa Ocean.
I see them.
So one thing that I would like to commend for their thinking. Because if you look at it,
I see
Cocoa Ocean only had got 80 houses, constructed houses in Cocoa Ocean. So these are the things that people need to also put into place as well. You know, when building hotels and all whatnot, it has to incorporate environment.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, for one thing, Cocoa Ocean, they've done their homework and they did that well.
Yeah.
This is why I do spend most of my time there with my camera. It's accessible, and the monkeys will come to you, you see them, because they are fed up. And the other thing is the impact of the monkey park, what happened to it now. The red colobus monkey and the green vervet monkey are mating. They're creating hybrids.
Wow.
That's a completely different kind of environment. So
you understand?
Yeah.
So it's sad.
It's sad. But finally, you know, we are in a very the area time moment right now is campaign period. Huh? I mean, I follow American politics a lot. Near America now, the climate change activists they have injected climate change into the politics.
Yeah.
Because in politics, it's all about your interests. You know, now even the Democratic Party, Mia Lonko, now their agenda is Honey Biden, when he was coming into power, he was not environmentally that friendly. But now he has to embrace those policies, because if not, people will not vote for him.
Of course.
So now what is the activist? This is your role.
Yeah.
We are less than 3 months to election. I think today is 88 days to election. We are going to election. Are we talking to these candidates? Are we injecting environmental discussions into their platforms? I was seeing Tol Cambodia na badal bebe tinyata. Media muta ikafo a few hundred people Chinese only. That is not what we want. We want to preserve
our environment.
We want to preserve our environment. Cycle track fele iba wafika yadi Malaysian ola. Can we stop it, or else we campaign against the
Chinese company registered in Malaysia, so they are Chinese.
Oh, so they
yes,
so they say Malaysian company
to make it look nice, because they know there is a public opinion against the Chinese because of their previous.
So you say so
I can go and register
Chinese
my company
registered in Malaysia.
So
but then you know what they said as well. They said a Chinese company registered in Malaysia. Of what we find out, that the contract has been given to the Chinese. You meant to tell me that the Chinese can build better than the Malaysians? A Malaysian company can buy.
So you see the politics around it. But what are we doing to engage not just government, because politicians, oppositions are governments in waiting.
Exactly.
They are government in waiting. What is their policy against environment? You bring most of them here on these platforms. You know, they will tell you, yes, 10, but are they doing proper assessment?
Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna. You got more experience than that. I'm just gonna make it short and sharp. For what I know, for what I read on platforms of all these political parties, no one of them has convinced me on their manifesto, because I don't see anything about environment. None. They have to convince me somehow.
Yeah.
And that to me, you know, that's not nation building.
Yeah.
Because if environment is not the forefront of any nation,
climate change is
of
not
any
on the
nation,
agenda.
should be on the agenda.
Yeah.
And all these political parties, I'm no member of any political party, and I'm not against any political party.
Yeah.
But what I would like to engage, if you are going to come and engage with us on this very important issue, it's not political.
Yeah.
It's something real. We want real impact that you're going to put through, not just for the sake of appearing, getting popularity and all whatnot.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
That's the order of the day today.
We don't need it. But Mr. Manjang has got a lot of
for my case, I think when I was here last time, I mentioned to you, I was approached by UDP for Lawyer himself and Ibrahim Adiba in Mecca. I met them in 2019. You know, the first thing I put to Lawyer was that you have influence in this government. You know, before he was out. And you know about the Chinese in Gunjur. I've never heard you comment about that. And we voted for you. We voted for KKB. KKB's UDP.
Yeah.
But KKB did not only help, but he was fighting against us. Initially, he called us saboteurs of this government. And he described in one of his interviews with this guy, Flex Dan, that we are nothing. We can't influence anything. So that was a big insult.
Wow.
You know, now he's in the same camp with Ahmed, but that's history. So Dr. Sise come and he almost convinced me to join. But there are two questions I put to him, he couldn't answer.
Yeah.
Then Asa come. Asa didn't come as I'm going to start. He said, well, this is my intention, but I identify certain people across the country, and you are one of them. So, and your passion about it, that's what attracted me. I want to attract people from different passion about, different categories. And we put together, not around it, but we put together. So if you look at, listen to his launching, Gunjur and the Chinese investment featured heavily.
Yes.
You know, that he's confidently talking about them.
Spoke boldly
you
about
know the type of human being if he's lucky to go in and start doing, you know what I'm going to do. I will be the first to step out and tell you know what, Esa, this is what you see, and this is what convinced me to join you. You said we have to first stop this and review their contracts. That's the first thing he planned to do. We go and review their contracts, how they operate. You know, first, if you look at these, all these fish meal factories, if you go by the international SOP, that is the standard operating procedure for fish meal factories, the number one is they should not be 1 kilometer
apart.
1 kilometer from open water bodies.
Okay.
Gunjur is only 12 meters. If you look at the lagoon, it's only, in fact, they are sitting right on top of the lagoon. And that's another wetland, is protected. Nobody should throw anything there.
But I went there a little while ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. The water was absolutely pink.
Yes, it was pink. I can go into details of that in another program, but we know what happened. We did the tests and we have the results and all that. So, but these are the issues that convinced me, okay, maybe it's time for me to step in, because we cannot continue, the educated stand aside while, the country is being run.
So personally, for me, somebody like you, I didn't like you getting into politics for one reason.
Yes.
You are that activist who blow the trumpet on anything on environmental issues.
Yes.
So now, being a politician, anything you say, the government will say, oh, well, he opposition kumolom, because you belong somewhere right now.
Yes.
Before, when you speak, we're like, oh, Ahmed Leafo. But now when you speak, they say, opposition kumolom. Are you not worried about that distinction?
No, because I know the type of human being. If I say it, that's what is in here. So I'm not really worried about that. I think if we want to make the change, we have to be the change we want to see. So you cannot, entrust that to somebody. If they don't do, you spend another 5 years complaining about that.
Gentlemen, this is exciting. I think we should do more of environmental programs. I'm really looking forward to doing more programs like that. I think
I'm available anytime.
Yeah, it's also important to kana molu hakilol Eurowandik environmental issues la. Pour moli along ka environment ka forest o tangka kana dandangol tangka kumaya tanyadi. We start from the homes and then to the government and to the bigger the world at large. So thank you very much, Ahmed. Thank you, Tamba. And to my team, good night to you all. See you next week.
Better and stronger as the sole ground operator at the Banjul International Airport. With an expansion in travel services, customers are assured of GIA's capacity to cater for all their travel needs, provided by professional, experienced, and ever-smiling staff. GIA GIA's Hajj package and services, by far the best in the country, give the customers the opportunity for a memorable Hajj experience. For a more efficient cargo services, GIA means business as it launches its new multi-million-dollar ultra-modern cargo complex to revitalize and stimulate air transport. GIA, the pride of the Gambia.
Gamcell data, now even better. Enjoy 20% extra data on all Gamcell data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302* data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data, it's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.